Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday in Holy Week, and I would like to share a reflection with you on one of today's readings. This reading comes from the Gospel of John, chapter 12, verses 20 through 36. Now among those who went up to worship at the festival were some Greeks. They came to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and said to him, "Sir, we wish to see Jesus." Philip went and told Andrew. Then Andrew and Philip went and told Jesus. Jesus answered them, "The hour has come for the Son of Man to be glorified. Very truly I tell you, unless a grain of wheat falls into the earth and dies, it remains just a single grain. But if it dies, it bears much fruit. Those who love their life lose it, and those who hate their life in this world will keep it for eternal life. Whoever serves me must follow me, and where I am, there my servant will be also. Whoever serves me, the Father will honor. Now my soul is troubled, and what should I say? Father, save me from this hour? No, it is for this reason that I have come to this hour. Father, glorify your name." Then a voice from heaven, "I have glorified it, and I will glorify it again." The crowd standing there heard it and said that it was thunder. Others said, "An angel has spoken to him." Jesus answered, "This voice has come for your sake, not for mine. Now is the judgment of this world. Now the ruler of this world will be driven out. And I, when I am lifted up from the earth, will draw all people to myself." He said this to indicate the kind of death he was to die. The crowd answered him, "We have heard from the law that the Messiah remains forever. How can you say that the Son of Man must be lifted up? Who is this Son of Man?" Jesus said to them, "The light is with you for a little longer. Walk while you have the light, so that the darkness may not overtake you. If you walk in the darkness, you do not know where you are going. While you have the light, believe in the light, so that you may become children of the light." After Jesus had said this, he departed and hid from them. Although he had performed so many signs in their presence, they did not believe in him. I read this reading a couple times and wondered, how does this matter for us now? And I just started to think about the world we're living in quarantine and lockdown, and, we're stuck in our houses, and what does this have to do with anything? And as I read it a few times, I found it interesting that even before the church was the church, people worried about what was lasting. They asked Jesus, "But the law says the Messiah will be with us forever. How can you be going? How can the Son of Man be lifted up?" And there was an anxiety. And I think that we're feeling that a little bit now. We just don't know what's going to happen with the church, with the buildings, with the people, with the communities of faith who are longing to gather to worship. It's just a question mark. And we're wondering, is it going to last? I think it's a really natural response when you have something you love so much. And I've seen that love for one another in the Emmanuel community from the moment I stepped foot in the door. I just also think that it's okay, whatever happens. One of the things we think of when we think of church, beyond the people or the building, is the institution. Now, I'm a fan of it. I work for the institution. That's how I live out my vocation. I also think that that's not the most important thing. Yes, it's good that we have structure and governance and all of these things, but what if it disappears? Is the gospel message going to survive? I think that it will. I think that God's love is enduring. And I think this message has lasted since the time of Jesus for reasons beyond us. The people, the buildings, the traditions are beautiful. And I think they give us a glimpse into what God can do and what God will do. And I understand it's important. But it's not the main thing. The main thing is sharing the good news of Jesus with the world. So yes, if the buildings go away, the names fall away, the politics go away, everything goes away, the gospel will endure. One of my favorite authors, Nadia Bolz-Weber, I got to hear her speak once, and she talked about this a little bit. And she said, why does it matter? Do we need to preserve this institution? In some ways, yes. But what if the church lived like it was dying? We hear so many stories of people in the last season of their life, in their last days, doing remarkable things. What if we put aside the fear and embraced whatever was coming our way and just did everything we could to live the gospel? What would happen? Can you imagine? So many possibilities. I know it's hard, and it's hard to think that something we love could disappear, but what we really love, the reason that we gather, the thing that bonds all of us, the love of God, that will endure. That won't go away. It's not dependent on one person or one place. So, rest in the fact that God's love will be there to hold us and to guide us, no matter what happens, no matter what is thrown our way. We will be okay. I pray that you are well and you are safely at home, and that this Holy Week has been something special. Without church or community or all of it, it's hard. It's hard to observe it, but it's just us and God now. And it's enough. May not feel like it, but it's enough. I'm praying for all of you, and I pray that in this time you will have peace, hope, and love in the gospel message.